Welcome to W Cube. Be calm and enjoy the process. Hey guys, here we go for the basics. Before of starting this tutorial, we have to go to internet and download the Python for Windows. www.python.org. Here you can download the Python latest version to code in your computer. Uh, you can download for the OS, Windows, Mac OS, and also for Linux. Click here to download the latest version of Python. And after downloading the Python, come to start and come to the command prompt and type Python. This is called as a Python interpreter, that the lines of codes followed and executable by one each line. It's some different from Java, C++, and C. There you can totally compile the program, afterwards it run. It's a fast level language. This isn't also a high level language, but it's execute the code one by one each line. Let me write the first program in Python. So good. Print, you will make it. This is how the Python code works. How the code runs. Let me explain before. Your confidence is true. If your confidence is true, it will print the code block of if you will make it. Let me get into these topics so deeper. This is the basic how the code works in interpreter that I'll show you for this. And let me continue to the variables and print statements. Here we see about variables and quick intro about print function. The variables. Variables is a symbolic name or identifier that associated with the value that you assign to the name, whether it can stores or get the value that you typed in the code block, or you whether it get from the user input. Let me give you a quick example for variable name. Python. Here, name is a variable that stores the value Python. If you type name, it will return the value of the variable. This is how the variable works. If you need to see the value of the variable, you should type the variable name in the interpreter and will return the value of it. Let me get into deeper how we using print statement to get the value without these quotations and like that. Print the name is this is how the variable will print the value using print statement. Okay, Let's see the quick intro about the print statement. The print is a built-in function in Python which has a parameters like 5 that we show objects, sep, and file and flush. Here, these are the parameters of print built-in function. What is the parameters? Let me discuss about later, and let me explain these parameters first. Print, it is the object that you're going to give, whether it is a value, whether it is a string that you're going to print in the command prompt, or it will be a variable name that you get, or print the value of the variable name. You will give the argument here, then separate. SEP is a keyword for a separate. If you separate the uh, thing that you're going to print in this print function, and end is a keyword like you're gonna end with this, you're gonna end with full stop, you're gonna end with exclamatory like that. And then file and flush. Let me discuss about this later. Let me give you a quick example for print function how this works. Let me give you another example. Name2 is a name3 another language. Let me join this together. Print name, name2, and name3. Separate it with a space and then end with full stop. This is how the code works. It will get the parameter of name1, like we just addressed as name, and that is Python, and we get the another parameter of name2, that is a, and then the name3 high level language, and we'll separate it by the empty white space here Python, then separated empty white space, and is separated by empty white space and a high level language, and ended with the full stop that we are given. This is how the print statement works in Python. The list, it is known as a number of compound data types used to group together. It can be separated by comma. The values is called items or elements between the square brackets. It can has different data types that defined by user. Let me give the example and how the list work in Python. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Likewise, when we discussed about in variable that we call the name, it will return the list. Here the even is identified as a variable and equal to the right side. The packed items within the square brackets is known as the list of items. We can address this we can address this a list number of elements by using the way of even enter the address name in the square bracket and click enter, it will return the value. Likewise, you will do in the negative side by -2, it will given the value. This is how this works, even square bracket 2 and even -2 in the square bracket. Let me explain. In list, uh, the address of the each value is started with 0. Let we learned in this concept in C and C++ Java. Here, the first element of the address is 0, and the second element of the address is 1, and the third element of address is 2, and the fourth element of address is 3, and the final element of the address is 4. When we call even the variable name and we enclosed with the address of 2, it will result in the second address value. Likewise, in the -2, how the -2 print the 8 in Python in the list or array data type. Let me know about that. From the backwards, it will print the statements like -1, it will print 10, and -2, it will print 8, and -3, it will print 6, and -4, it will print 4, and -5, it will print 2. This is how the code works here. Even closed bracket and enter to the address value of event variable, it will return the value of the second address in the event variable of the list. Likewise in even -2. Here is the here is the most important thing in list Python, that we have a concept like slicing. We can denote it in colon like this. It will print the exact list of the even list. We can type a even with a square bracket, start, stop, and step 1 or +1 +2 or -1 -2, like that. Let me type it. Even start with 0 and end with 3, adding 1. It will print the 3 values only. The starting with 0 is 2. The value of the address of 0 is 2, and the address of 2 is 4. The address of 3 is 6. Let me give the same example with different stepping addition. Let me give 2. It will give only 2 values from the even list. It will print the zeroth address value 2, and will add the addition of 2 steps like 1, 2. It will print 3, and addition of 2 from here. This is how the even slicing system works in list. Whether you can write even to 0, it will print the list to the end from the starting. You will type the hubble like 3, it will print from 0 to 3. The sliding statements will work like this. As like string, let me discuss about string the later on, but let it get in this mind. As like string, the list also have the slice operations to make a new list with the existing one. This is how the exact meaning about the slicing. It makes the list to create the existing one with a new list. Even plus 12 14, 16, 18, and 20. It will create a new list using the concatenation operation. Whether the list, if the two lists are operated with the plus operand, it will add the two lists, and that operation is called a concatenation. If we see the further about the slicing, we can change the items. Unlike strings, it's are mutable. The mutable means you can change the values inside the list using the address, name, or likewise. If we give the example of odd 3, 5, 7, 8, and 11. Here there is a small error in the odd list. 3 is odd number, 5 is odd number, 7 is odd number, but 8 isn't. So we can change the value of 0, 1, 2, and 3. Address of 3 in odd. Let me make it using like this. Now 3 into 3 equal to 9 of 3 address place A. Let me print or it will change the 9. This is how the list is mutable other than the strings. You can also add new items in it using some list methods like uh, we can after discuss about the methods deeply, just refer this as a name, like list methods like or dot append. Let me give the another odd number next to 11 is 13. Let me add another one, append 15. Okay, let me see what the elements are added in the above list would be corrected with 9. Yeah, there is a 13 and 15 for above code that we coded. The append is the basic list method that will add the element within the parenthesis to the name object that refers to it. Likewise, append, there are some more other operations or like in the list like insert, delete, pop, etc. Using slice, we can change the list of elements in the list. Let me see the further examples for that. Names like Python, Java, C, C++, JavaScript. In this list, we can change the elements using slice operations. Let me give an example name that first address to fourth address. Let me give the name like HTML and CSS. Let the guys you uh, discuss about what will come the output. Let me see. Oh, the variable name should be names. I get a mistake here. Okay, let me give names. Okay, now the Python, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What we seen and get from that about code. Let me explain. Names equal to the variable of list of Python, Java, C, C++, and JavaScript. Here Python is the zeroth address, Java is the first, C is the second, C++ is the third, and JavaScript is the fourth. And the next code, we coded that name of the address from first address to fourth address should be HTML and C++ and CSS. The first address is Java and the fourth address is before the fourth address is C++. The Java, C and C++ will remove and gives the change the elements like HTML and CSS. Why it's not goes to the four first and second, three and four? Let me give the animation explanation for that. It is similar for all lists, strings and tuples. Now we see the simple example string value called Python. First, let we separate the string value by each letters in block. And let we place the address marks that are how slice operation works and used in Python programming. Let we slice like 1 colon nothing. It will slice from between address marks of the string like it will start from 1th mark and stops from 6th between the mark. Another slice example like example 2 colon 5. It'll start from address 2 between mark and stops at address 5 between mark. Now we try like negative address slicing like example minus 6 colon minus 2. Likewise the previous example it starts with minus 6 between address mark and stops at minus 2 between address mark. Next, example minus 1 colon minus 5. It will print nothing because in slice operation it will not goes from the backward. We can slice using negative address like same the way how the positive address does. It doesn't print the value with the backwards. And this is the example of slice operation in Python. It is possible to nest lists in Python, creating the list containing some other list into it. Let me give the example for that. We have used the nest list in this format. Now A is a list contains the alphabets like A, B, and C. And num it contains the numeric values like 1, 2, and 3. Let declare a variable like called x and have the list of values like a and num. Let we call the x and it will return the value what it has. Yes, this is called as a nest listers in Python. The list that contains the other number of lists into it, it's called as nest listers. We can call it by the address like x of 0. It will print the alphabetic list of the 0th address like this. We call x of 1, or we call the particular address of particular value in 0th address like this. 0 of 1 it print b, x of 0 of 1 of 1 it print 2 like this. Okay, other than that, likewise the string in Python also has the length built-in function. It used to um, calculate or count how many length or how many long the value contains in strings or list, like that. Let me give the quick example for length function. Length of a variable called x, it gives 2 because it has the two value like alphabet list and the numeric list. Let me call this in this way, x of 0, it give me the 3 because the first list of x has 3 values, so it will print the 3 length 1, 2 and 3. It will calculate like this. When you call the length and put the value or put the argument that you want to count the number of values or the number of elements in it, it will print how many count that has in the list or a string or whatever it may be, using length function. The end. Hope you all liked it. Give some thumbs up and look at my GitHub and Discord account link that I given below to know about more updates for videos and program learning journey. To subscribe for the channel to become a programmer. Bye bye.